Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. My name is Cody Vondell, and I'm back with more of the best free fonts for Y2K aesthetic. Today's episode is a very special one. I just released my brand new Y2K Vectorheart template on Etsy for just a few dollars. Over 70 assets that are going to speed up your workflow. In today's episode, we're going to break the mold, we're going to go above and beyond, and we are going to expand what we usually do. Instead of the usual little black and white logos that we typically create, today we're going to make full-blown illustrations in Photoshop, combining color, typography, photography, and various elements from my brand new Vectorheart template. Before we get started, just gotta say thank you all so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing my videos. It means so much. If you are working along with me on screen, make sure to hop on our Discord. We are at nearly 300 members on the server right now. We've got experienced graphic designers all the way to people who are just getting started. It's a very inspiring and friendly community where people are sharing their works in progress, various resources, a lot of free templates. I'm super thankful for everybody over there on the server creating things and sharing it daily. Let's take a moment really quick to look at what everybody's creating. You guys are crushing it. It's seriously so inspiring to hop on every day and see what everybody's creating and posting. If you are working along with me on screen, definitely hop on, share what you're creating. I would love for you to be a part of the community. If you want to support my channel, make sure to hop on my Etsy, pick up some holographic stickers. I have buttons, pins, patches, t-shirts, hats, and design templates. And if you like my intro, outro, background music, I create it all. Just search Cody Vondell on Spotify or your preferred streaming service. I'm also available on SoundCloud and Bandcamp. And of course, at Cody Vondell on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff. If you're using my templates and the stuff that you're creating and sharing, feel free to tag me in your posts. So with all that being said, I'm very excited about today's episode. Let's go ahead and hop on screen. As always, links to all of these free fonts are in the description below. We're gonna go ahead and get started with Contour. So we have our Vectorheart template open right now. We're gonna grab this little piece and bring it on into Photoshop, make it a lot bigger, and we will, the layer style, maybe the lighter color that works. And we're gonna free transform. Make sure to hold your shift button down when you're rotating. That's how you're gonna keep things even. So let's go ahead and change the word contour to jungle. Something like that. What else could we do with this? Come up here and we could grab this little icon, put it over here, and maybe we'll add some like extra text underneath. We kind of want this to feel like put the kerning a little bit. We kind of want this to feel like a jungle mix, like drum and bass kind of mix from like the late 90s to early 2000s. So we'll probably add a little bit of text underneath. It just Helvetica totally work for this kind of stuff. We'll just make up a name, DJ Cyclone. I'm sure there's probably a guy out there actually called DJ Cyclone, but you know, that's fine. We're just gonna make this, and if there is a guy out there who happened to release Jungle Mix Volume 4 in 2004, then good for him, DJ Cyclone, this is for you. So, copyright 2004, cool, that looks good. Just drag this out, boom, we've got a basic idea ready to go. I'll make sure this is sized accurately, and then we'll just bring it right over here. That's looking really comfortable. I am excited about this. So yeah, we'll go ahead and rotate it, start playing with the color on this. Something like that's looking pretty accurate. I think something along those lines really works. Good placement. We can adjust the blending options on this vector layer. Maybe we'll make it a little bit smaller. just kind of having fun. We can play around with adjusting the color and the actual logo or the text, the display font. And maybe we can grab these wires or vines, depending on how you see them, and combine that. I think that'll look really cool. And maybe we can put it in a few different places, and we'll copy and paste it and make it a little bit smaller so we have a few different sized wires. Yeah, that's really starting to take shape. And we'll copy these, kind of rotate them a bit. I want them to look like they're actually plugged in. This is really starting to take shape. It's sort of like wires or vines, maybe a little bit of both, because this is that whole era. So let's go ahead and start placing some of these random Vectorheart shapes. These have that chunky kind of industrial feel. Really adds the mix of industrial with the jungle look. Is always been one of my favorite aesthetics. All the way back in the 2000s, that was like my favorite kind of look. Love that stuff. And I'm thinking maybe we could just grab one of these little parts of that checkerboard. Go ahead and change the color so that it matches. And yeah, we'll start placing these in different spots. And we'll make a smaller version of it and have these things kind of just having fun over here. Just little bits, little objects kind of floating around. We've got an even smaller one. This is really starting to take shape. So we're just kind of, just placing these little things, copying and pasting them, and adjusting the text just a little tiny bit as we move forward. And yeah, this is really starting to look almost finished. Just a little, adjusting some things, tweaking some stuff here and there. Overall, though, we've really got a nearly finished product. So maybe a few more of these little things can come right over here. We'll put a couple of really small ones around, little tiny bits. And we'll hold that shift button down as we rotate. That's how we're keeping things even and simple. First finished piece. So we've put our little halftone look over top of that. Perfect, that's looking great. So our next free font is Akihabara Hyper, and we are copying some little elements out of the Vectorheart template, bringing them into Photoshop and adjusting the color a bit, adjusting the size, and figuring out where we want to place these little pieces. We're going to copy and paste some more of those, and use our free transform tool to just kind of feel it out, figure out where we want to put things. We'll add the text in here in just a moment. We're just getting a basic setup right now. So we'll copy a few of these and kind of change the color. I think the yellow will look pretty cool in contrast to the red and the white. And we'll copy that background layer that's plain white. Transform, make sure it's nice and tall, and figure out exactly where we want to put it. Maybe we could use another piece, something like this. We'll just kind of play around with the placement, maybe make it a little smaller. That's looking pretty cool. We'll change the color, maybe just a darker red, something like that. That's already looking pretty cool. I think we want to kind of feel like a radio station or something cool like that. Maybe a drum and bass, techno, hardcore kind of radio station. That sounds cool. So we'll just go ahead and get the FM in there. Just playing around with it, figuring out where we want to place it. We're not exactly sure yet, but it just takes a little bit of time to figure out all that stuff. Using our layer styles to kind of figure out what we want to do. I really like that audio visual. I think maybe that'll work. Just figuring out how to put things together and organize it in the best way. So there's the audio visual in Akihabara Hyper. We're going to adjust the color a little bit. And we'll bring that one piece back, kind of tuck it up here, something like that. And yeah, we'll adjust the FM sort of, maybe bring it over here sort of. We'll get rid of that piece so that we can place the FM there. And maybe we'll just get a little bit of lorem ipsum going on, a little copy so that we have something cool. Looks like there's some details. Whoever takes the time to lean in and read it is going to be very disappointed. But it looks cool from far away. And we'll pull a couple of other icons. We've got some really fun new icons in this pack. So we'll pull a couple of these things, paste them over here, and just, you know, get them all sized accurately. Almost finished product, I'd say. Maybe we can adjust some of the things on this little icon real quick. I'll go ahead and make it simple. Let's go ahead and do all this in Illustrator and just bring it over as one shape in Photoshop to make it really simple. So we've copied that, we've pasted it in. We'll get rid of the black part on that shape right there. Cool. Got the color overlay in white just to guarantee it all looks right. And we'll put a little stroke on just to kind of make sure that the text is not touching any of those shapes back there in the back. And we're just, you know, just taking the time to figure it out. Like I said, it's graphic design is like a puzzle. We're figuring out how to present information in the coolest or most visually pleasing way, and it just takes time to figure that stuff out. So it's a really fun process once you're in it. It can look a little daunting if it's not something that you're used to. But yeah, you kind of develop the passion for it, it becomes a lot of fun, and within minutes you're creating stuff. You've got another finished piece just like that. Really happy with that one. So the next font we're going to be looking at is called Stasmic. And we'll go ahead and get a basic layout kind of set up for it. I know I want to use this piece. This is a really fun piece in the collection. We're going to make it really big, kind of adjust the layer style, adjust the color some, and then we'll use our distort tool to kind of make it have a 3D kind of effect. Already, that's looking so cool. It has a sort of a 90s electronica, techno, trance kind of look. I love it. That's cool. Let's go ahead and put Stasmic in there. We're not even going to change the name. Stasmic kind of has, I don't know what it means, but it sort of feels trancey, dancey, techno house. So I think that works. Let's go ahead and scale it up some. Adjust the layer styles. We have a stroke on right now, same color blue as the background. So our text and our vector shape can touch without actually touching, but we might actually go ahead and adjust that even a little bit more. What we'll do next is kind of create a basic sticker, something that we can kind of put on the side maybe. That'll have like information and stuff like that. So we are going to kind of create consistency by using the font again, and it might look kind of cool sideways. I feel like we're going to end up with it sideways, but while we are designing it, we'll design it horizontally, so it's a little bit easier to do. So for consistency, we're going to use that same shape, but we're not going to make it 3D. We're just going to keep it normal. And we'll grab this other vector shape, kind of adjust the sizing of the volume 2. Pull these three little dots here. We're always using those little dots. And we'll kind of pull up here, adjust the size of volume. Oops, let me group these. Perfect. We'll adjust the kerning a tiny bit. And something like that is looking really comfortable. We'll put some lorem ipsum in here so that there's some fine detail. Again, people are going to be disappointed if they take the time to lean in and read it, but hey, from far away it looks really cool. All right, so we're now kind of figuring out how this is going to look inside of the shape of the sticker. And now we're adjusting that lorem ipsum some. Playing with the size of the volume 2. And let's see what else we could do over here. Yeah, let's use the alien, why not? I like the alien. And I haven't really used it on anything. I made it like for the template and then never used it for anything on my own, so. It's about time I use it, so there we go. Cool. We'll make these really small. We'll kind of adjust the space between them. Something like that's looking really cool, comfortable, so I like it. We'll kind of keep it right there. We'll bring these down a little bit, just kind of playing with the space between all these objects now, aligning everything. We're going to group some of these objects so that we can align them all properly. I'm thinking that looks good. And now that we'll group that, we will align that with the shape behind it, creating the sticker. Let's go ahead and paste it in here. We'll make a copy of it, put the color on one, and the other layer we'll adjust the layer style. We put it to overlay. That's how we've got the white on orange kind of look on that sticker. And now we're just gonna kind of play around. Like I said, it's like a puzzle piece, and we're just kind of adjusting things and seeing how it'll fit. So thinking something like that looks cool as far as placement goes. Got the name written twice, but that's okay. It looks cool. It's very stylized. Adding some extra stroke to that kind of thing. Another finished piece. Loving the way that turned out. Actually, we could do something even cooler. Let's go ahead and copy that layer, that background shape, and adjust the layer styles on these. Kind of space them out so it looks like we've got like 3 layers over top of each other. Kind of, that looks really fun, really cool. We'll copy that, make it a little smaller. So yeah, something like that, really taking shape. Maybe we can add something extra like this in the back, and you'll see what we're doing. I know that looks a little goofy right now, but just make it a little bit darker or a little bit lighter than our background color, and then we can start adjusting it. We'll put a blur on so it just kind of, it looks less like a harsh vector shape and more like some shading in the background. Yeah, I'm thinking something like that. And we can adjust it just a little bit, maybe copy it, paste it in. Just adding some extra texture back there. That's looking pretty cool. Yeah, that's how I wanted it to look. Overall, I think that's looking pretty much like a finished product. Let's go ahead and put our halftone overlay and adjust it. We're gonna just merge all the layers and copy them, put that overlay on, and this is looking like a finished piece. All the details are there, looking really cool. Happy with it. And our last font is called Senior Service. We're going to go ahead and use this shape right here. Maybe we can adjust one of the layer styles, the blending options, and come up with something cool. I feel like something not too bright. The white shapes do look cool, but this does look cool, but I think ultimately we'll be using like a darker shade, something, just a different blend mode overall. Maybe with that sunset, that kind of, got that bit of a lens flare going on, something like that. That looks kind of cool. We're just having fun kind of using our blend modes and a couple of layers of photography and some vector shapes. And we're just placing things in different spots until we figure out exactly where we want to put stuff. Something like this might look kind of cool. We can drag that out. Already, that actually looks pretty cool. We already used this font, so we're going to be using a different one, but still, that does kind of fit the mood. I really like that font. Doesn't look as cool in the like logo style that we've done on previous episodes, but on something like this, album artwork kind of look perfect. And we can put a few of these circles in. We'll copy and paste it, combine that layer, and we'll put a Gaussian blur on those big ones. Maybe turn down the opacity some. We'll just adjust that background photo a bit, and not sure what we'll do with all these dots, but I know that the dots are going to stay. All right, so we have our Senior Service font in here. We're still gonna call it Horizons, but it's a different font now. And at this point, I really like the where we've taken the that basic shape. The blend mode that we're using is very subtle, and I think really these circles here and the circles in the back kind of creating that blurry kind of lit up look behind Horizons looks really cool. Almost a Gen X Soft Club kind of look. And look at those details. That's very Moody. I really like how that one turned out. So that wraps up today's episode. Just like that, you can go download a couple of free fonts, support my channel, pick up the new Vectorheart template on Etsy, and get started. Within minutes, you can create stuff just like this. I have a few more free Y2K fonts picked out for next week. We're going to continue what we did today, and I'm really looking forward to it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. I've got a ton of fun content planned for this summer. I'm working on my own font called Googie. I'm going to break down my design process and how I'm turning it into a rich text format for other designers to use. I'm expanding the Best Free Font series to look at all kinds of new aesthetics and collections. We're starting with Y2PTV and Bureau Destruct's collection of free fonts. And if you want to check out some of my latest content, I recently did a video writing graffiti in Illustrator and Photoshop. We took one of our best Y2K fonts, turned it into a 3D rotating hologram using After Effects and Element 3D. And I also put this Vectorheart template to the test on a rave flyer for Tim Reaper. Thank you all so much for being a part of the channel. Make sure to hop on the Discord, share what you've been working on. I can't wait to see you there. I will catch you in next week's video. Thank you all so much.